Hey, Marie, back with another video. I've been in my room and I've just been kind of giggling a bit because I've been thinking about how foolish this is, you know. But anyway, I was earlier as I was sitting in here, I had this weird thought, you know, about how some of my jobs have been arranged, and you know, I was thinking that some of these people may be like, for example, Joanna may be reluctant because she thinks, well, this is an arranged job, and I'm only hiring you because you know, I was told to, so therefore, you know, your job means nothing. I'm going to tell you right now, that's bullshit. It doesn't matter. As long as I filled out an application, as long as I was there for a course of time, this person was my boss, they monitored my work, they are still a reference. It doesn't matter if you hired me there just to be silly, be goofy, because you just wanted me to pass me around or whatever. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. I have established work history there. So if you're going to explain that in the court of law, well, I don't want to give her a reference after she's been here, why don't you want to give her a reference? Well, I hired her for what? Why did you hire her? Oh, because she's a smart black girl, or because we just wanted to do that, or be silly. Okay, then you have some explaining to do. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter why you hired me. The fact is, I worked there for a certain amount of time. It doesn't matter. So, from a legal standpoint, that can't be argued. A reference is a reference is a reference. It doesn't matter if one of my enemies referred me to that job just to be totally mean, just to be a total dick, okay? The fact is, I worked there. It doesn't matter. So for those people who think, well, I can't really give her a reference, or I feel like I could give her a shitty one because I was doing somebody a favor, it doesn't matter from a legal standpoint. The fact is, I was working there. So, you know, there's a lot of like reluctancy that you deal with when you're dealing with. That's another part, the aspect of it that is illegal and gets confusing for targeted individuals, because so many of their jobs are set up in what I call employment mills, companies that really do function as a company that makes money, but they're there for the sole fact, the reason why that particular employee is there, they're there just because they are there for the sole purpose of harassment. Now, it doesn't matter, like I said, if these jobs were arranged for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, I worked there for a period of time. I reported to somebody. I went through whether evaluation processes or whatever. A reference is a reference is a reference is a reference. It does not matter. So, if you're going to explain, like I said, that you hired me because, you know, we did it because, you know, she's somebody who brightens our day, or we just wanted to have fuck with her or whatever, like I said, then you have some explaining to do. So you have to be, if you're a reference and you get called in for a reference, then you're a reference. It doesn't matter. So, you know, the problem with these people is that there's so much ignorance that you have to literally talk through the layers of the ignorance, because there's so much there. It doesn't matter why you hired me. It does not matter why you hired me. The fact of the matter is, I was there. So I'm deserving of my reference. It doesn't matter for whatever reason. So, that is my explanation, okay? Like I said, if you hired me just to be silly, it doesn't matter. If you, just like Bart, he hired me as a controller, okay? Mind you, I never did really any, well, I would say the work that I did over at the farmer's place was, whether the farmer hired me because he wanted me there or not, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, I did an outstanding job. It doesn't matter for what reason. It doesn't matter. Now, some of these people might think, oh, you know what, well, we can't really take her seriously because she's black, and you know what, she had her GED. Well, you know what, a GED is a general education diploma. Is it impressive? Not really. Not really. No, it's not. But you know what, I was bullied in high school. Okay, so you know what, I did the best I could. And you know what, I don't really feel as though that's something to be ashamed of. You do what you do. You have to do what you do, and I wanted to do the best I could. And I think they make way too big a deal out of a fucking office job. I really do. I think it's too big. It's a big deal. You know what I mean? This is an office job, okay? You act like I'm sitting here trying to be a certified public accountant right now, this very minute. You know what I mean? I understand. I think this has gone on. This is really ridiculous. So the same thing with Roxanne Roxanne, okay? Roxanne had her high school diploma. I have my GED. It doesn't matter. Sometimes people say, well, she was an actual high school graduate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is a GED is a diploma. Now, some people say, well, only degenerate people have GEDs. That's not true. Many people, famous people, have their GEDs. There are people who've gone on to be doctors who had GEDs. Okay, what's his name? Jennings, Peter Jennings. Okay, everybody remembers him. He's one that just floats through my mind. Peter Jennings has his GED. Okay, so a lot of people think, well, you have a GED, therefore you can't. Many colleges accept GEDs. Okay, most colleges do, except for probably Harvard or somewhere like that. So a GED is the same thing. Now, I will say that people who went through high school, most of them are not going to be able to sit down and do a test that reviews everything that they had learned from the 9th grade to the 10th grade. Okay? So it takes, I mean, if you were to sit down right now, would you be able to do some of the work, some of the, I don't know, the math, okay? Some of the, English work. I'm talking about breaking it down, through sentence structure and all that stuff. Some of these people would not be able to do that. So you can't be stupid and pass a GED. You just cannot be, okay? So there's a lot of misconceptions out there. So it doesn't matter. And it's the same thing as so when you think about it, it's the equivalent of. Therefore, I am the equivalent. So when people got hung up on this, I knew I was being targeted when I would see stupid ads in the paper. It doesn't matter. Move forward. Just if somebody has 20 years of accounting experience as a high school graduate, then it's the same thing. And I think these people are just throwing in a bunch of stupid shit. It doesn't matter. And the thing is, I didn't complicate my life. I never complicated my life. I didn't do anything wrong. Okay? I didn't do a damn thing wrong. I have every right. It doesn't matter. It's your ignorance of the subject matter that makes the difference. Okay? It is your ignorance of the subject matter. Okay? The fact of the matter is, that has nothing to do with anything. I am just, it doesn't matter why you hired me. It doesn't matter why you hired me. If you did it because you bought me in just to harass me, explain that in a court of law. Explain that in a fucking court of law. So shut the fuck up and stop being stupid. I have every right to continue on with what I want. Period. It doesn't matter. And I think you guys are thinking, well, the project that you have in mind is going to take, more years of college. You're absolutely right, it was, but I never said I was jumping into that right there. You guys are sitting here listening in on my conversations and coming up with this bullshit. I'm an office job. Are you going to tell me working in a regular office is going to require a mask? Since when? Since fucking when? When you guys decided to sit there and put my house under surveillance and then start asking for that shit? Because I'm going to tell you right now, when I moved here, none of that shit was in the paper. None of it was. Okay? So you guys made this shit up.